Hi guys, and welcome back to Kickback Garage. Now in this little video I'm going to show you how to fit the main bearing in the Lambretta engine case. Now a few people might be wondering, why have you fit the crank extractor? Now this tool is, rightly so, the crank extractor tool that I've been using. Now instead of trying to knock your crankshaft out, which is never a good idea, this special tool from MB Developments, this allows you to press out the crankshaft. If I can get those threads going, there we go. So basically you just fit this over the end of the crankshaft so you don't ruin the threads, and you can wind it out. Now the reason why I fit this now is because the cool thing about this tool is it comes with some spacers here, these two here, and it can actually be used as a bearing fitting tool too. So first thing to do here is heat up the crankcase, hopefully with a little bit more success than we had with the mag house, because that was really tight. And if you're really lucky, you can fit those main bearings by heating this up really hot, and you can just drop it in there. But if you're unlucky, instead of whacking them in with a hammer, you can actually thread the rod through from the crankshaft extraction tool and pull the bearing into place with the help of this spacer here, which, as you see, fits really quite nicely in there. Shall we give that a go? We'll give it a go. We'll give it some heat first. So as per the mag house, we need to heat this up to about 100 degrees. And as we all know, that's a boiling point of water, so if we give it a bit of a... Oh, that's doing nothing, so I have to warm it up some more. So that's the motor heated up to 100 degrees, so that was sizzling. I just put a tiny smear of grease on the outside of the bearing, and if we are super duper lucky, don't handle it too much, we can drop it right in there. Just want to watch the seal. Oh, this bearing gets its lubrication from the gearbox oil. So I like these. I prefer these bearings here with the extra seal on the inside. Just gives you a bit of extra reassurance. So if we're lucky, should be able to pop it in there. And it didn't go in, so that's annoying. So that's a cool thing, you see. Use this spacer here from MB Developments, which fits on the outer race of your bearing, because it's so deep in the crank house here, it can be quite easy to get in a little bit sideways. So I'll fit the plate on the back side there from the MB crank extractor tool, and then I can just wind this in. There we go. And now it's just a case of winding this on. And that squares up the bearing. Yeah, and it's going straight in there. It is lovely. What a great tool. And that's it, already home. So you can wind off. Oh damn, those cases are hot. You can wind off that bolt again, and as you see, that's the bearing in place already. Simple as. So if you bought one of those crank extracting tools from MB earlier, then it was just simply the crank extracting tool and this rod. You can actually buy this spacer separately. So that makes it really easy. That was pretty nifty. I like that. Sometimes the tools of the trade are a lot of fun actually. So the next part of the job here is to fit the drive side oil seal. Now Steve's been really fancy again, and I love these things. This is the MB drive seal plate, and it's stainless steel and it will not warp, which is a common problem, especially with sill drive seals. So what we do here is give a little bit of grease, if I can get it out there, a little smear of grease on the edge here, just to ease fitment of the drive side oil seal. And I was just about to fit it the wrong way, did you see that? It's very important that the spring side is facing the pressure. That's the easiest way to remember it, I think. Because what happens there is when the pressure fills the crank house, it closes and seals off the seal. Sort of gets in there and closes it off. So the drive seal obviously sits this way, so that means we need to fit the seal that way. Normally you can just press this in by hand. Give it a go. Just ease it in, make sure it isn't that's going in great. Yeah, I've got that in. And just to make sure it's all the way in, you can use some sort of drift. Ah, there you go. That's the MB tool bit there. Oh, nice. Just make sure it sits flush, which it does. Perfecto, perfecto. And the next part of the job is to fit this. Remember this, kids. The last build a friend of mine did, he forgot this and actually leaked. It's enough to cause a leak. So make sure you use a quality one. This I'm pretty sure is an MB Scooters item, and that fits in the recess here. That's what I got. So that puppy slots in there, and then you fit the drive seal plate like so. And with this drive seal plate kit you get these high tensile bolts with the hex key top, and these are really good. It just saves a lot of hassle when you're going to remove it again, which hopefully on this engine won't be for a couple of years. A little tip here is, instead of messing around peening over like they do at the Innocenti factory, just use a dab of the, actually blue Loctite is more than enough on this. So just a little dab of the old blue Loctite there. Oh shit, that was more than a dab. I've got loads to go around here, so I can can actually use that little dab there on all of them. So there you go, and you can enter these in It's a good job just to try and start them off here by hand. So the object of the game here is to tighten them down uniformly, as they say in the UK. So I'm just entering the threads. Slightly skew width. So that's entered. That's entered. So I'm not tightening them down yet. I'm just easing those puppies down. And then I'm getting closer. I don't tighten them yet. Just get them all the way down. Because they're chamfered on the backside, they will centre the plate itself. We're starting to get in some tightness there. I'll stop before it gets tight. So when we know they're all entered, then you can tighten them in cross formation. There, just so you can get that plate on evenly. There, and here again, and there is obviously some sort of torque ratio on this, but you don't need to go to town if you're not using a torque wrench, which we all should. As long as you tighten those down evenly, you don't need to take the piss. There you go. Cool. So that was the main bearing and a drive plate fit. So thanks for watching, lads. And as usual, do the old subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra. Now the next stage of the job is to fit the drive seal. Fuck, what's that called?